Loveliest of people, how are you? It has been months and months and months since I filmed a video in my usual sort of red surroundings. I did the 2-minute cleanse, but that was filmed for me. I've done vlogs, but I pretty much disappeared in February. Sorry about that. I kind of got busy with work, and then I think it's difficult because I'm not a full-time YouTuber, I'm not a full-time blogger. I do it as and when I can, and last few months I just got out of the habit. So thank you for not unsubscribing. I do appreciate it. Before I crack on and make the videos I've sort of signed in to make, I wanted to talk to you very quickly about something I had done in end of February, March, or March, April, Easter, around Easter. I have been talking about getting my eyes done for about 15 years. I've always had that sort of, all of my family members have that sort of excess skin on the eyelid that as you get older you get droopier and droopier. My grandfather had to have the surgery so that he could see to drive, and I've been thinking about it but hadn't really taken it seriously because I never really thought I would be the kind of person who would go in for surgery unless it was to have a gallbladder removed or something that wasn't, you know, an emergency, basically. Cut to the chase, what happened was I had an eye test 2.5 years ago where the optician said to me, wrote on my report, the prescription, minor astigmatism in both eyes caused by excess skin on eyelids. I didn't think anything much of it. I just thought, oh great, they're affecting my eyesight, but sort of dismissed it, carried on. Wasn't in any position to start thinking about paying privately to have my eyes done. Cut to this year, we had booked a quick mini break for the half term with the 2 little kids to go to Greece. I needed prescription sunglasses because I just can't function without my glasses these days. I'm just one of those people that would just be... And I didn't want to be wearing normal glasses in the sun and accelerating the aging process around the eyes. All vanity. Went to the opticians, same one, and they said your eyesight has got significantly worse, your stigmatism has got worse, and are you aware, something like, you know when someone says a sentence and you go, what? Are you aware that you only have about 75% usage of your full eye area? Meaning that when you have this, mine was a bit like this. And I said, oh. And I came out a bit like, right, that's it. Came out of that appointment and said to my husband, I'm getting my eyelids done. At which point him, God bless the man, said, you don't need to get your eyelids done. No wife of mine is going to have anything chopped off and da-da-da-da, and next you'll be getting Botox. And I was like, okay, chill. This is why, da-da-da-da-da, look at this. And he was extremely reluctant. Don't care about your problems, I'm still getting it done. I came out of that appointment and made an appointment to get my eyes done. Beg your pardon. Sorry about that. So here's what you need to know. And I want to be quick because it's not some big drawn out drama. Don't worry, there are going to be no pictures. My little children have at the time specifically said to me, Mum, please don't put any pictures of you looking like this online, because they were very scared, bless them. So here's what you need to know. Let's do a few quick points on each one. I went private. It costs around £4,500 to £5,500 depending who you go to see and who your doctor is. The anaesthetist is about 500 quid, the clinic's about 1,500 quid, and your doctor is anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5. That's where I'm going with that. I'm not talking about where I had it done or anything like that. I did not get my eyelids done for a free blog post. I would say always go on recommendation. Always go word of mouth. Call people you know who've had it done. Call people you know who you suspect would know someone. Do you know anyone who's had their eyes done and where did they get it done? And yeah, go that way. Don't go on advertisements in papers and things like that. That was that. It's a day process. You go in, you get drawn on. They draw on your eyelids on the bits they're going to chop off. And I'd just rather be blunt. It's not delicate. They chop off bits of skin and pull out bits of fat. There was a complication in my case, more coming. You go in, they knock you out. It's like an hour and a half, and then you wake up with a great big, oddly enough, I thought, this feels familiar. And when you come to, you have like a great big frozen ice pack on your eyes, and it was from the Body Shop. I thought, oh, I wonder if the Body Shop know that they have a whole line in private healthcare. When I tell you that this surgery is painless, I have had periods that were more painful. I'm not joking. It's not comfortable afterwards, but there's no pain. Because I think because you don't rub the area, you don't catch the area, it's very easy not to touch your eyes. You're taped up. You don't really have any bruising for a day or two. The bruising takes 2 weeks to go. The end of the first week is when you look the worst. You look like you've been in a bar fight and probably lost. The bruising sort of doesn't go above the eyebrow. It just sort of comes down here in a deep triangle. So I just wore shades. We went on holiday and I had to wear shades and a hat the whole time anyway, because you don't want the sun on new, fresh scars. Ew. And the healing time is pretty quick. I think I didn't wear any eye makeup for about 6 weeks, but I'm not a big eye makeup wearer anyway. That's no big shakes for me. If you're going to have it done and you have to go to a normal day job, I don't, obviously, not much normal about me. I would say take a week off work, absolutely, and then be prepared for people thinking that you've been in a fight. That's the only downside, as it were. The most uncomfortable part is for the first sort of 2 days, I like to sleep face planted into the pillow, like, ugh. You can't do that because you need to keep everything back and high up, so you kind of feel like you're walking around like this. That was the worst part for me because I couldn't sleep properly for about 2 days. As you get more comfy, you can kind of put more pillows behind you and start to put your head down, but you really can't do that the first couple of days. So that's the only drag. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Here's why I said get a good surgeon. My surgeon looked at my eyes, was playing around with them, and if you look on old photographs of me, if I see any that really show it, I might try and superimpose them. This eye in particular had almost like what I thought was a pocket of fat here. And I would play with it, I would push it back and forth, and I'd be like, oh God, get back in there. Oh God, it's so gross. It was not a pocket of fat. I had a bilateral lacrimal gland prolapse. Both of my tear ducts in my eyes had protruded through the eye muscle and were sitting on my eyelid. So what I thought was fat was my tear ducts. If I had gone to a less experienced consultant, it's highly possible, not probable, it's possible they would have just cut through it and I would have had dry eye for the rest of my life. As it was, I was in surgery about an extra 40 minutes. They had to stitch inside the eye and outside for that reason. So basically a prolapse just means it pushed through the muscle. They had to push it back through the muscle, stitch it, and then stitch my eye shut. Very me. Why go the easy way? Of course I would have a complication. And that's it really. When I started to feel better and I was up and about, and I wasn't really hiding, by the way. Everyone around me knew. My family knew, my close friends knew, my clients knew, my brands knew. There's the odd comment on Instagram or a blog where someone said, oh, your eyes look good. And I was like, yeah, mate, I've had my eyelids chopped off. They didn't really get picked up. So it's not that I've been hiding it. I just wanted to do it and sit down and talk to you properly so you hear it all from me, and all the comments based on it can all be underneath. I'm only talking about it because so many of you, and I know a lot of you are more my age than sort of a 20-year-old. Nothing wrong with 20-year-olds. I've got a couple of them myself. Because so many of you have said, I've always wondered about having that done. If you do get it done, please let us know what it's like. Would I have it done again? In a heartbeat. I've since found out that most plastic surgeons and people in the know, I don't know, say that it's the single thing you can do to make yourself look better and younger without it being obvious. So it's not, I've still got the 15 chins. They're not going anywhere. But the key thing for me, and this is what is absolutely, and I almost cried when I realised I could go now, but I'll get a grip. I didn't realise how much I needed it. Okay, breathe. After about, because you're sort of puffy and swollen for a little while, after about 7 weeks, I had a moment where my husband said something to me and I looked up and I realised that only my eyes were looking up. Why am I getting so upset? It felt like someone had taken a skin-coloured baseball cap off my head. And I'm only annoyed with myself that I didn't do it earlier. Okay, I'm back, I regrouped, sorry. That's actually the first time I've cried thinking about it. Get a grip, woman, it's all good, people, I promise. I think I was so ecstatic to be able to see. I realised how badly my vision had been impaired. Okay, I promise that's the end of it. I'm going to get a grip. Totally unexpected. Very sorry. Got to fix my makeup now to film the other videos. Okay. I had no idea. You know, you don't know until it's fixed. I had no idea that it affected my eyesight that much. I suppose that's why I'm sort of... I just thought, oh my God, it was like all of this had previously been beige coloured, because you'll know if you have heavy eyelids. It's a bit like if you are wearing a baseball cap, a blue baseball cap, and it cuts your vision. I was wearing a beige baseball cap for nearly 15 years. That's what it feels like now. Sorry. So yes, I would do it again, and yes, I'm sorry I didn't do it, but I couldn't afford to do it sooner, so it is what it is. You can only do what you can do when you can do it. Would I recommend you do it? Abso-fucking-lutely. Sorry, I've been watching a bit of Sex and the City as well. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. I'm glad I can still cry. Thank you to my lovely doctor. What I will say is, it's really, really a good idea. Once the swelling's gone down and your eyes, you know, everything's working and there's no sort of tenderness, get some fake eyelash extensions, because everyone's like, those eyelash extensions are really good. And I'm like, they are, but I also had like half a pound of flesh cut off from behind my eye. Get some eyelash extensions so that you don't have to rub your eyes with mascara removal and da-da-da-da. Go easy on the makeup. That's my only advice. But if you can afford it, get it done. Interestingly enough, if you do have what I had, which is it was impairing your vision, da-da-da-da-da, I was on the waiting list for the operation via the NHS. But they said, Caroline, you won't be a priority, which is absolutely fair enough. It's not a medical emergency and it could take years. And I just thought, do you know what? We won't do a holiday such and such. I'm going to get my eyes done. So yes, I'm glad I had it done. Yes, I'll answer any of your questions underneath. No, it wasn't a freebie. Yes, I'm happy with the result. There's a scar here that comes out just a bit further than my eye. Oh, look at those crying eyes. Here. But you don't see it when my eyes are open. Or you will if you sort of catch it. But totally worth it, because he had to put my tear gland back in my eye. Ew. By the way, I also did some research on how that happens, and it turns out it can be childbirth, vomiting, sorry if you're forceful, you know, and things like that. It was not caused by the car crash, as someone said. I already had the baggy eyelids when we had the car crash. So yes, to surmise, get your eyesight checked. If it's affecting your eyesight, absolutely go for it. If you don't like the way your eyes look, absolutely go for it. I thought I was going into it thinking, oh, I don't really like the way they look, maybe I'll get my eyes done. In the end, when the optician said it's kind of affecting your eyesight and I'm going to put you forward for the operation on the NHS, I thought, why wait? Just get it done. And yes, I'm sorry for being so emotional. I had no idea I would start crying. But that's why my eyes look a bit fresher. The eyelash extensions are also really good. Get those if you can. It is a pain in the arse, I'm not going to lie. It's something else you have to maintain, like waxing, hair colour, shaving your legs, all that sort of stuff. But it's worth it for me, because now I get up, I do everything else on the face, and then I go. I'm still not into wearing that much eyeshadow. I'm getting into it. I did a lot of shopping at IMATs. I'm getting into it, more for when I go out at night, but daytimes I still can't be bothered. And I know it sounds weird, but I'm quite enjoying being able to see eyelids. Sorry. Thank you for watching. I'm now going to go and film normal videos. And like I said, I'll answer any of your questions below. Thanks for sticking with me. It will not be another 4 or 5 months before you hear from me again.